Got one? Got one, son?
Yeah, that's a fish.
Oh yeah, there you go, son. Get him in here, James. Little Murph.
He gulps that thing.
Oh, little guy. Good job. Show the camera. Folks, today we're at Bartlett Lake where they claim the bite is so much fun. Of course, we got a little bit of wind going on. I got James Murphy with me, AKA Little Murph, here on the show today. And how many times have we been out fishing? A few.
Yeah.
Since he was a kid, I've been taking him out. Anyways, we caught our first little bass, drop shotting, of course. Everybody says the drop shot bite's good, right?
Yeah.
So it's always worth a fish.
Yeah.
You can put her down. Hey, you caught one. I brought you to a spot. What a guide, what a guide. No, today we're gonna have a lot of fun on the show, hopefully. We got a little bit of wind blowing a little bit. We went through a little bit of a spinnerbait. We didn't get nothing on that, but we'll slow down a little bit, see where these fish are. You know, the main thing when you get out here on the lake, when you first get out here and haven't seen it for a while, the last time I was here, the lake was full.
Yeah.
We're looking at the water going, what happened to it? Anyways, so, you know, we're out here just, basically it's a new lake, so it's new water. We're just gonna go out and see what depth of water these fish are in, see if they're chasing shad, see if they're, right now we're just gonna do a little bit of drop shot and put a few fish in the boat, get some confidence built up. A lot of times that's what you do. We threw some crankbaits, some spinnerbaits this morning, a little bit of top water. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't get bit. So, you excited to be on the show?
I am.
Finally?
Yeah.
Love the shirt, man.
Thank you.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Turn around. That's what I'm talking about, son. Let's catch some fish, huh?
Cool. I
Let's
lost
have
my
some
worm
fun.
on that
You
one.
lost your worm?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a worm for you.
Cool.
We're using those Arizona custom bait worms. Ah, right there. Anytime you need one, it's right there.
Okay, cool.
Good job.
Thank you. Oh, this wind.
There's one. There's one. There's one. Little guy, I think. Right on the point. There you go, son.
Nice.
Just dragging those drop shots. You know.
You want me to get him?
I got it. I think I got it. I think I'll just whoop him in here. He ain't that big.
Nice.
It's nice, not a bad little fish. Oh, no. No, well, maybe he's not too good either. Hold on. Got you. Little guy. You know, that's the thing, folks, it's really important to remember is when you're fishing in the wind like we are today, we got a pretty good little breeze going on. This boat positioning, we got the boat. I love this spot lock. I got the spot lock on this Minn Kota motor, and we're just sitting here and we're able to throw back and drag and actually work our worm across the point. It's a nightmare if you're trying to go with the wind, trying to drop shot, and sometimes you're going too fast, things like that, but that really helps a bunch, is putting yourself in position. A lot of times you have to throw back and drag. That's just the way it is, especially with the wind the way it is.
Yeah.
Good job. Hey, Johnny got on the board. There's one. Oh, there's a good one. Not a bad fish anyway.
You want me to get him?
Ah, yeah, go ahead and grab him. We'll keep him from flopping on the deck here. He swallowed it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he swallow it?
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Ah, dang it. Jeez.
All right, look at there. Fish number 2. And he ate it. Look at that. You almost can't go wrong with a drop shot on this lake for sure. But the one thing that I'm doing is getting behind. The wind's blowing pretty good. We're getting behind where it's just barely blowing. And that fish ate it. I'm gonna see if I can get that out. All right, the fish is fine. Look at that. One thing about catching these fish deep a lot of times is if you can actually get a tool like this that goes up and it doesn't hurt the gills, where you can twist the hook in there, it'll pop right out a lot of times. There you go, buddy. And you can save the fish. That's why I like that little handy dandy tool. You can find that at Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah, those are
I
nice.
love that thing. What happened was we have this wind blowing through here, and it kind of calms down a little bit. You still have a little bit of breeze back here, but at least you can feel your drop shot and stuff. So with that wind blowing in, just right here, this little area right in here, I figured there might be a pretty good little fish right off this area. That fish was in about 15 foot of water, believe it or not.
That's
You got him?
That's a nice fish.
Get a good one?
That's a nice
Get him in here, son. You need help?
No, I'm good.
Look at James go, man, with his drop shot. Ooh, that's a nice one, son. That's a nice one. We got fish under the boat.
Like
We're in a good
brick.
spot. We're on the point. Here. Oh. What do you want me to do? Bend over and get all your fish for you? You got to save some for me, man. What are you doing? Ah, that's a nicer fish. That's that oxblood red flake worm. Again, by Arizona Custom Baits.
Nice fish.
Was he shallow?
He was right off that reef buoy.
Okay, so about what depth of water you think he was in?
8 to 10.
All right, sounds good. 8 to 10 feet of water right here.
Nice fish.
James here fishes with the Junior Bassmasters, and what's really cool about that organization is it really gets a lot of kids involved. And if you've got a kid that loves to fish and you want to get them involved in fishing, I would say the Junior Bassmasters is the way to go, right?
Yeah, it's really cool in the sense that even if you don't have a boat, you can still get out on the water in boats and you have partners. So even if you're not really used to these lakes, you can still have someone with you who does, and they can help you get on fish in a really competitive and fun tournament.
There you go. Yeah, you know, your dad does a lot for the organization with Wilming, and you know, helping the kids out and having an organization like that to help them get started in fishing. They actually have a boat captain that goes out, which are guys that, you know, that own boats that want to go out there and help the kids. It's an awesome deal. I've done a few of them myself. It's a long ways for me, but I enjoy doing it and helping the kids out. You're going to Alamo.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think you're going to be doing there?
Yeah, definitely
You think
some
you'll
drop
be doing
shot.
some drop shotting, son?
Definitely some drop shot. We'll see. It's going to be a fun tournament for sure. Alamo's always a fun lake in the sense that there's fish almost everywhere.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be fun.
Now, you've been fishing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Since
yeah.
you was just a little tyke. I know I've
Yeah.
taken you out a few times. I'm starting to figure out that I think your favorite rig is this rig, isn't it? That's what we got you kind of going on.
I really
and-
like to drop shot. It's just an easy way to find the fish, and then once you find them, it catches them too.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, you're in a boat with another fisherman a lot of times, like what we're doing basically with your boat captain. So you gotta find a way to catch your limit, 5 fish.
Yeah.
The cool thing is now I think you were telling me with the Junior Bassmasters that you get teamed up with maybe another kid that you're a team for the day, right?
Yeah, so like in a tournament we have pre-meets the week before, they're most of the time on Thursdays, and then you get a boat draw and then your partner. So this tournament I got boat draw 18, so we leave 18th out of, I think 18, I don't know how many boats are in the tournament.
Now you
this
were
time.
telling me that the person you're drawed with this week has only been fishing for, this is their first year?
This is the first tournament. I'm not sure how long he's
First
been
tournament,
fishing for,
okay.
but yeah, it's his first tournament, so it'll
that's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun. Yeah, it's a good opportunity to help him out, and because I mean those tournaments are a lot of fun, and I remember starting, and it's nerve-wracking. I mean when before you start leaving, I mean those things are competitive, so it'll be fun. I think you'll enjoy it. And Alamo's a good lake to have your first tournament on.
It is. That lake is really hot right now. It's a great drop shot lake too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you'll catch a lot of fish. You'll catch a lot of fish. All right, let's move. I'm just kind of moving the boat over just a little bit, tick at a time here, so we can take another cast out about where my boat was. Remember before when we saw all those fish? Now we're gonna come up the point from this side. This has a little drop off. So we're gonna come up the point from this side and see what happens. Go from deep to shallow a little bit here. We definitely know we can get them on drop shots now, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about practicing, James and I were. What's the deal for practice? You know, it's like I've always said, you should have a game plan when you go into your tournament. And it really is. You should have some kind of game plan going into your tournament. But when you show up to practice and you first see the lake, you really shouldn't have a preconceived notion of what you're planning on, you know, what you think the fish are gonna bite on. You gotta, to get a proper practice in, the best game plan for practice is not to have a game plan for practice, and that way you can, that way you might be surprised and find some fish.
And I mean, even with what you were saying about practice, like today when we showed up, the lake's 20 feet lower than we thought it was, so anything we had intentions on doing wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. Oh, there's one. Finally. That's what they are. They're a school of bass right there.
That is insane.
You can see them all over the graph, huh? School of little bass.
That is wild.
Throw it right back down there and just, it'll get heavy on you. You just pull up and it's heavy.
So where do you think they are
Right
now?
there where I just pulled off of.
So like right.
Yeah, just throw it right out there. They're swimming around.
That is insane.
Huh?
Those are all little bass.
Yeah,
Oh,
there they are.
again. That is wild.
There's a spinnerbait bass right there, son.
Not a bad
that's
fish.
a little bit better fish. That's what I'm talking about, son. Slow roll that spinnerbait, look what you get. Oh yeah.
That's a nice
Now
fish.
see, that would be a good one in a tournament here, huh?
Yeah.
Get him?
Got him.
The spinnerbait bass there. Jeez, look at that, son.
That's a chunk.
You see, that's the chunk we're looking for. Yeah, slow rolling that spinnerbait. A little bit of breeze, get on these rocks, get back here, and when they're feeding on shad, a lot of times you might luck out and catch yourself a 2-pounder.
Yeah.
That's a nice fish, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a really nice fish.
Well, I'll tell you, we've been going around drop shotting, and I'd pick up that spinnerbait a minute. I'd slow roll that spinnerbait in there, see if you can get it bit.
Should I keep doing this?
I would probably, you know what? I would probably throw the spinnerbait just a little bit in here.
Okay.
And then drop shot it. You gotta, you know what? I'm barely clicking that thing on the bottom.
Okay.
Throw it. And
So you're letting it sink?
Let it fall, and just barely move the blades. Remember all those suspended fish we were seeing?
Yeah, that's what you're
That's what
targeting.
we're catching. You got a good bait on there. You should be able to get them. Throw it out there in the middle of the cut. Right in the middle of the cut. There you go. What I'll do when I get into an area, see, watch what I do. I'm gonna throw it, we know that flattens out back there. I'm gonna throw right to the back of it, just like I did on that last one. And then I'm gonna slow roll it out of there. And every once in a while, I'll bump those blades and make sure they're turning. I can feel it on the bottom and pick it up off the bottom. That's the one thing I love about a spinnerbait. Then if we don't get bit on the next cast or two, then throw that drop shot in there and get one, you know?
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of times I think what's happening is these fish are actually chasing shad and feeding on shad. If they're feeding on shad, you need kind of the shaddy stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Not that you can't catch them on the drop shot, obviously it works good, but if you want the bigger bites, like right now you said earlier, hey, we got a limit. It's not a very big limit.
Yeah.
Look what we just did with that bigger bait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, one good tip for fishing an area like we're in now is towards the dam area. A lot of times what I like to try to do is pick up the quick reaction fish. So if you come to an area and you know you're gonna fish it for a minute, when you have a little breeze like this, pick up a blade, pick up a crankbait, something like that, make a few casts in there. And when you do that, you pick up maybe some of those quick reaction fish, and a lot of times you'll catch a bigger fish on a spinnerbait, and then go back through with your drop shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe drop shot it a little bit and drag a drop shot through after you've covered it well with a reaction bait. Oh, I think I got a fish. I do got a fish, I do. There you go, James. Little drop shot bass.
Nice.
I'll get him in. He's so small. Well, folks, look at that. How many fish is that today? That's just a little one.
Yeah, that's 6, 7? 7.
7?
7.
7. They said the fishing was awesome here. we're like, what in the world happened? But it's been fun. I mean,
Yeah, we've picked up one just about every point, or spot, I should say spot.
yeah.
What happened?
Got him.
Nice.
I got him. He's a little guy. Oh! That's what I'm talking about, son. Little drop shot bass. It's your turn. Look at this.
That's not a bad fish.
That's not a bad fish. I threw right up in there where them shad were. Just let it fall down. Here we go. Ah.
That's not a bad fish.
That's not a bad fish at all right there, folks. For Bartlett. It's not no giant though either. Oh, he took my worm, my weight's gone, everything. I got to retie. But there you have it. The wind finally calmed down on us, folks, and we're it's usually when the fishing gets the toughest anyway, but so it'll allow us to drop shot a little bit more off these points. We're gonna drop shot off these things. Get him another fish here. Oh, right there, see, you're in them. You're in them right there. Got him?
Rock.
Oh man, you had me going.
I thought that was a fish.
Hey folks, we've had a great time on the show today. We've been drop shotting all day, one of your favorite techniques,
Yeah.
obviously. James has had a great time. We used to go fishing a little bit off and on throughout the years when he was a little guy. Now he's in the Junior Bassmasters. Got a tournament in Alamo coming up, and guess what you're gonna
Yes.
probably be throwing?
Drop shot.
Yeah, I believe so. You know, you can catch them on jigs too, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know. But anyways, you'll have some fun. But here at Bartlett Lake, you know, it was a good bite early in the morning when we got here. It started tapering off a little bit. As you can see, if you take a close look, the water just went slick. And when it goes slick, it gets a little bit tougher and tougher to catch those fish. But still had a great time with you, son.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us on the show. We'll catch you next week. James Murphy here. I'm Johnny Johnson, AKA Little Murph. We'll see you next week. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.